Hi guys, it's Thursday, June 9th, and I don't even want to talk because so much stupid ridiculousness has been happening this past week, or mostly this past week. So I applied for unemployment. Uh, it must have been like May 15th or something, shortly after I lost my job at Circle K. And I just figured I'd apply to see if I could get anything because I don't have any other sort of backup job and I don't have any other sort of income. But anyways, so I applied like May 15th and I've been filling out the weekly list or whatever every Sunday to tell them that I don't have income and I'm running out of money and long uh, 2 days ago I went to check the mail and there was a bundle of envelopes from the Arizona DES, that's Department of Economic Security or Services, I'm not sure. And so I'm opening them all and they're like, oh, you've been denied. And it's postmarked May 19th. The DES office forgot to put my apartment number on the envelope, or I mistakenly didn't fill it out in the form, which is just stupid. And I don't see myself doing that because why would I do that? I don't know. Um, so I'm opening them all, and they're like, "Oh, you've been denied because you voluntarily quit. But if you fill these out and tell us why you were being harassed and how you were being harassed, yada yada." And there was another one that was like, "We can't give you unemployment because you're not available to work because you're in school," which I'm not. I might have put on there that I was planning to go back to school, but not now. Um, and there's a third reason they denied me, but I don't remember why. But anyways, there's this one form that shows like your gross earnings for the year 2010 and how much I would qualify weekly if they were to give me the unemployment, which was a good amount of money. Um, and I wouldn't have had a problem with filling out all the paperwork if they would have fucking sent it on time or to the right place, or if the postal worker would have just returned it to DES and then they could have contacted me by phone. So the paper that says wages earned, it shows where I worked. And it says I worked at Circle K, which I did. And it also says that I worked for this construction company, which I'm not going to specify what one it is, just because I don't want to. And I never worked any construction. Um, I wonder how this sounds because I'm not using the regular mic. But I was like, well, that's weird. Someone must be using my identity. So right away I called the police. And I was like, this is kind of random, but I filed for unemployment and Um, there's this employer that I never worked for, and the lady's like, oh yeah, I'll direct you to the identity, blah blah blah, and we'll have an officer call you back as soon as we can. Like, okay. Obviously, it's something that happens quite often because it's Arizona, and I live right next to the border of Mexico. I don't want to discriminate and say it was illegal because it could have been anyone, but the possibilities of that are greater than possibilities of it being some criminal that my mother is connected to. So I called the police. I called uh, Experian or some credit. I fired the panic credit button signal, whatever, and alerted them of fraud. The officer called me back and was really nice and asked if I wanted to press charges, and I'm like, hell yeah, you fucking find this guy. No one needs to be using my identity. I don't think so. And what else? Series of unfortunate events. I had a bike on my patio that I never used. One of the tires was flat. It was kind of rusty. Um, but now it's missing. And it was close to my back door. I'll show you the patio. There's my patio. So the bike was close to my back door, and someone must have walked right onto the patio and just snagged it because it's gone. I don't know how long it's been gone. It's been gone for at least 3 days. But I just noticed it yesterday. So I called the police again because now I'm really insecure. Like right when I realized someone's been using my identity, my bike gets stolen off of my patio. Now I'm starting to feel really insecure. And I guess this person, if they wanted to, they could find me because I'm listed on white pages and elsewhere. It's not that hard to find people nowadays. But so I called the police, and the officer called me back, and he was a dick. Like I told him about the bike, and then I told him that I noticed that a former coworker of mine's brother had been passing around flyers for this Chinese restaurant, which is located like I don't know 3 miles away. And it was just weird that he shows up. That coworker was weird, sketchy person, and then my bike was stolen. So I tell him that, and he's like, well, can you prove it? I mean, do you have video evidence? How are you going to prove that she's stalking you or whatever? You can't just suspect someone of this. And I'm like, dude, I know. I was just telling you. He was completely uh, didn't understand. Or maybe he understood, but he was just I don't know. That's why I hardly ever call the police. Sometimes, or I'm hesitant to, anyways, because it seems like they're just gonna fuck something up. They make me look like a criminal, and then so I've applied for this call center job at PayPal, and it's supposed to start at $12 an hour. And they have to do a background check and everything. So after I applied, I had an interview that went really good. I hope the audio isn't horrible. Whatever. That's about it.